be the king of all kings, pulling all strings. I like that. Okay. What might tomorrow symbolize in a prophecy? Because Esther was one of the prophetesses, and this might be a prophecy. That's right. And Esther's looking out on world Jewish history, and she sees the next. Amnesty means Naomi?
What?
Amnesty.
Sorry.
It's all right. Amnesty is a full pardon. Someone just said it over here.
Okay.
Okay, the world that stood by as the Nazis destroyed a people, half of Europe, and their own culture and economy now asks for a full pardon. It doesn't get them off the hook, but it does postpone the eventual execution from June of 1946 to October of that same year. Now, a word about the Jewish calendar before we continue. Anyone know what Jewish calendar year we are in right now? Okay, one more time. I'm almost done. There we go. I got it all. I'm sorry. What do we got? 5, 7?
7, 2.
7, 2. Okay? That's since creation of the world. Anyone know how we write that in the Hebrew language? Okay, there's a trick question, right? Because you could have read it just like this. Numbers are usually universal. But not, in fact, they aren't. The Arabic number system, shockingly, not part of the Hebrew language. We have our own numeric system, and it is on page
79.
No. I'm supposed to say this before. Page 6 in your source books. Okay? It's called the gematria. And the gematria very simply means that each one of our letters assumes a numerical value. And if you want to write the number 1, you have two choices. You can write it out as echad, which is 1, and then it would take you 3 letters, echad, aleph, chet, and dalet. And if you wanted to write it as a number, you would have to find the number that is associated with that letter, and the letter that is associated with that number, and write it as that letter. And that letter is aleph. So those are your choices. Now, that's why, when we're writing something like a big number like this, we do, what was it? Taf, our very highest number. Shin, our second to highest number. Ayin, which is somewhere in the middle. And Bet, which is 2. And if you don't read Hebrew, if someone sitting next to you can show you, we have our very highest number on page 6, which is Taf. And that equals 400. Second to highest number is 300. Shin and Ayin is 70. Bet, of course, is 2. Aleph Bet. So that's all. We have 772, which is right on the money. That's how we write it. See that?
What about the top?
What?
What about the 5?
5?
Well, how's 5 the top?
5,000 years off? 5,000 years off. Yeah, how'd you get that? I got it.
5,000 is not tough. How's it come tough?
I'm working on it. What's the higher number after tough?
There isn't. 100.
Okay, what's your name again, please?
Yeah.
Yair. Oh, Yair. If I wanted to get this number absolutely correct, I would actually have to have 11. 11 and a half. Tough. You see this one right here? Because we don't have a higher number than tough. That would make it very cumbersome if you came on a program like this and decided to stay, extend. You know, you're here Rosh Hashanah time. You call up your mom, dad, and you're like, hey, Mom, Dad, I just want to thank you for letting me stay and defer. And I'm still here. Happy Rosh Hashanah. Tough, 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 tough. At a certain point, your mom takes the phone and she like looks over at Dad and she goes, I don't think you made the right decision. Tough, 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 tough. Shit. So, or next year, you're still here. And Ron calls you up. He's like, would you be my riff on the program? And you're like, sure, I'll be my riff. And then they're coming off the plane. You're holding a big sign. It's like, welcome, Israel 2.0. You're tough, 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 tough. They're coming off the plane. They're like, tough, tough, tough. I'm over here. Tough, tough. Why are you guys walking the other way? Tough, tough, tough. I have arugula, marzipan. Tough, 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 tough. You can see, Yair, how this could be cumbersome. We leave off the millennia, we just assume you know which 1,000 years you live in.
Got it.
Really? October 16th, 1946. 3 weeks into the new Jewish year of 5707, or the way we write, Taf Shin Zion. Does that equal 707? 3 weeks into the new Jewish year of 5707, 10 Nazis hanged for crime genocide against the Jewish people. You see it on the calendar right there? It was Hoshana Rabbah, the last day of the Sukkot holiday. Now, if you look back to your source books, please, on page 77, you will notice the facsimile of the folio that we read before. And we have the 10 sons of Haman written abnormally large in every Megillah, every scroll, since Esther wrote it back in the palace with Mordecai 3,500 years ago. Thousands of years ago. And if you'll notice, within the 10 sons of Haman, it doesn't matter if you read Hebrew or not, within the 10 sons of Haman, here are their names, and this just means Aaron. And within the 10 sons of Haman, there are 3 abnormally small letters. There's one in Parshan Data, the first name. Can you scream it out? It's a Taf. There's one more in Parshan Data, Parmashta, the 6th down. Yep. Here we go. One more time. We have the first name has a little Taf in it. That's how Mordecai wrote it. Esther wrote it back in the palace. Everyone see it in the first name? Yes. There's a Taf, and then there's a Shin, 6 down. And there's one more in the last name. Anyone? I'm sorry. A Zion. And how much does that equal? 5707. And Esther replied, allow the Jews of Shushan to do tomorrow as they have done today, and let Haman's 10 sons be hanged on the gallows. Esther looks out on world Jewish history, and she sees the next Edom-Israel conflict, and there's no happy Purim story ending. She begs, pleads, and prays. Give them a sign that you are still there. And within the names of those 10 sons are 3 abnormally small letters, which seem to point to a date. 3 weeks into the new Jewish year of Taf Shin Zion, or the way we write 5707, 10 Nazis hanged for crimes genocide against the Jewish people. And we were looking for, now, to be absolutely fair here, how much does Taf Shin Zion really equal? 707. Did that cute thing that we did before about knowing which millennia you live in. That only works if you're living in the same millennium. If you're writing about something that happens in a different millennia, you've got to be more specific. That's why there's a whole Facebook page that wants Brian Adams to re-record the summer of '69.
Integration.
If Esther is talking about something that happened in 5707 and she's in a different millennia, she's got to be more specific than writing 707 because we don't know what she's talking about. She could be talking about 7, 27, 37, 47. Something didn't happen. It's going to happen in 6707. Who's to say that Esther's talking about 707, 5707? To be absolutely fair, how many times has the year 707 appeared in the Jewish calendar by the time the year 5707 comes around?
5 times.
It'd be the 6th.
This is complex mathematics.
6 times.
And we're going to use our fingers. Here we go. 707, 17, 27, 37, 4707, and 5707 would be
6 times.
the 6th appearance of the year 707. Sort of like you are how old?
25.
Yes, but scientifically you are X amount of days into your 26th year. In fact, your 27th year is going to start on your... That's right. 707 to the 6th millennia is scientifically the proper way to write this. Do you see there's one abnormally large letter within the 10 sons of Haman? It's all the way on the bottom. Anyone see it?
V. Vav.
That's right. How much does Vav equal? 6. To the 6th millennia of the year 707, allow the Jews of Shushan to do tomorrow as they have done today, and let Haman's 10 sons be hanged on the gallows. And we were looking for
Control.
Now, one more freak me out. Are we done? What time is it?
Keep going. Keep going.
You sure?
Yes.
I can stop.
No.
Whatever you want. It's up to you guys. Okay, here we go. How many Nazis were found at the trial?
10.
Goring ends life by poison. 11 Nazis actually stood trial.
That's
Now
right.
Haman had 10 boys. And the daughter, I'm remembering now, she was up on the roof taking out the chamber pot. The pot from the chamber where you go all by yourself. So she's up there on the roof taking out the chamber pot and after doing her business, and she looks down and she sees two ministers. Dad. Dad's down. Hey, Dad! Dad is the best. But Dad is with Mordechai the Jew. Now Mordechai the Jew has got to be parading Dad around and pulling the horse. But really, Mordechai the Jew just saved the king's life, and Haman, the minister, is parading Mordechai the Jew. She takes the contents of the chamber pot. She dumps them what she imagines to be Mordechai the Jew's head. Dad, Haman looks up to see with this gift, manna from heaven, has descended upon himself from. She sees that she has disgraced her own father. She throws herself to her death, and we call that
Suicide.
Goring ends life by poison. One Nazi committed suicide. 10 others hanged. Allow the Jews of Shushan to do tomorrow, as they have done today. Now, this is a fascinating book about World War II called Inside the Third Reich, written by a Nazi. And this Nazi writes something that apparently was fairly well known at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, Hermann Goring, yeah, this one, was a cross-dresser. One Nazi likes to dress as a woman, commit suicide. 10 others hanged. One girl likes to dress as a woman, commit suicide. 10 others hanged. Allow the Jews of Shushan to do tomorrow, as they have done today, and let Haman's 10 sons be hanged on the gallows. Now, it's almost like the only thing we're missing. One more freak me out. We can end.
Keep going.
Okay. Yeah. He committed suicide somewhere special. Hermann Goring. He committed suicide somewhere special.
Cool.
That's right.
Well, I'm sorry, continue.
That's right.
I missed the whole thing.
Here we go. He uses the bathroom, commits suicide. She uses the bathroom, commits suicide. The daughter, Haman's daughter, up on the roof of the chamber pot. It's like the only thing we're missing are for the Nazis to like go, Happy Purim, you guys! Newsweek, October 28, 1946. This eyewitness account, this reporter was there. We skipped to the end of the article. Only Julius Streicher went without dignity. He had to be pushed across the floor, wild-eyed and screaming, Heil Hitler. Mounting the steps, he cried out, and now I go to God. He stared at the witnesses facing the gallows and shouted, Purim Fest, 1946. Oh, here it is. Newsweek was kind enough to add that Purim is a Jewish feast. The last of the Nazis screams out, Happy Purim, as if to say, it is Purim all over again. We are the 10 sons of Haman. You will go on to live another day, and we will disappear into the annals of history. And we were looking for
Control.
no. We're done in 30 seconds. Really. It's fine. Like, even if you want to stay, you can. 100 years ago. How many of these classes did I do? 7-1 to Jewish history, I know that class. Oh, you did? Yeah. Codes. Did you have a class?
Yes.
Could I give you codes 100 years ago? No. No supercomputers. How about this class? Could I give you this class 100 years ago? No. Why not?
Well, it didn't do anything.
Hadn't happened yet. What is it about 100 years that makes these classes so 100 years ago, it wasn't a crime to believe. You could be a man, a woman, of faith, and that's cool. That's fine. Today, you believe in something, you're going to be challenged. Friends, family, universities, colleges, businesses. Think the institutions across the world are devoted to trying to reconcile faith and technology, science and religion. If you are going to believe in something, you are going to be challenged every single day. I'm not going to make a decision for you. Nobody possibly could. But it would seem to me a shame after all today's classes, after the classes you've had, and after the lifestyles and experiences, and classes you're going to have with Rabbi Berg and the rest of this program, possibly when you go back, it would seem to me a shame not to re-examine, redouble our efforts, and see if there is treasure, values in the Torah and its way of life for me every day of my life for the rest of my life. Thank you very much for being here. I would like to thank you because it was an absolute pleasure to teach all of you. I want to thank Hanan, Melody, Zeb, Dan, Esther, Emma, Naomi, And everyone else, every single one of you, it was just great. The participation and excitement was really palpable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody got a commercial. First of all, questions?
Yes, absolutely. He had a question. You want to come up? No. You want to ask it back there? Okay.
I was just going to say,
Yes.
these small letters in the Megillah,
Yes.
they were like that, and the big one, they're like that.
Apparently, in every single Megillah, there's a fascinating story about Mati Bergen. Did you meet him? Apparently, the first time he heard this class, he got into a cab, went straight to the Israel Museum to see the oldest Megillah known, just to see that a 1,000-year-old Megillah has everything written the same way we do today. Yeah? You guys are great.
Thank you.